Hey everybody, Motorpoet59 here. I'm going to put this on both my channels, on this one and on Mark Clay McGowan, because I think it's a cool story. But for all of you who know me personally, and those of you who just know of me through some of my posts and whatnot, you know that I am almost a lifelong motocross geek. I raced motocross at the sportsman level from 1974 until 2000, and still have a dirt bike, but I love it. I'm almost obsessed with it since I was a kid. I don't feel any differently about that sport today than I did when I first started riding dirt bikes. Even before I raced, I was obsessed with dirt bikes. And so the story that I'm going to tell is not about motocross or supercross. But anyway, it is May 18th, and not this past weekend, the 16th and 17th, but last weekend, a man named Ken Roczen won the AMA 450 Supercross Championship. And it's considered the most elite championship in America. Some people say in the world, but Supercross is more an American thing. There is the Outdoor Motocross Championship, which I think is just as important, but it doesn't pay as much. It doesn't get as much attention. But anyway, yeah, Ken Roczen won that championship at the age of 32 after having chased it for 10 years, 11 years now. I can't remember exactly when he moved up from the 250 class, but in 2017, Ken had just started riding for factory Honda, HRC, Honda Racing, and at Anaheim 2, which was I think the third event that season. Yeah, third event. He had already won the preceding rounds convincingly and was at the top of his game. And at Anaheim 2, which is the second, I have two Supercross races at Anaheim every year. My family and I and some friends of ours this particular year had gone. We always go to Anaheim 2, A2. And so we were there. Ken was in third place, chasing everybody down. Didn't seem to be having any trouble running faster times than everybody. And he had a horrible accident.
Oh, right there, see, into gap. Holds up ceiling. Oh! Down goes Roczen in a big one. Ken Roczen is down, and it looks like he's holding on to that left wrist. The Alpine Stars medical crew right there to attend to him. Remember, I noted the ruts right here at the bottom. Gets a big kick right there and just slams right into that jump. Okay, we talked about it last week and also this week, how the bottoms, because of all the rain, the bottoms of the rhythm sections are really soft dirt. The jumps stay dry and stay hard, and we found one of those little square edges that
caught a rut, went over the bars, and destroyed his left arm, the lower arm. It was a compound fracture. I can't remember now. I didn't do a deep dive on this, but he put this whole adventure, the recovery, out there on the internet for people to see pictures. I don't remember how many surgeries he had. It was a whole bunch. There was infections, everything just to get the arm put back together. Told him he would probably never even be able to use that hand again, let alone race dirt bikes again. But he was off the rest of 2017, missed the Supercross and the outdoor season. And but in 2018, he was racing again, despite everything that they had to say about him not being wouldn't be able to feel his hand and all these things, because he did a lot of nerve damage. And I didn't look at all. I saw a couple of the pictures from that, but I'm not that kind of guy. I didn't want to look at that. But he put it all out there for everyone to see. So anyway, he lines up in 2018, and at the San Diego race, the San Diego Supercross race, he collides with Cooper Webb and gets his right arm. His right arm went into Cooper Webb's back wheel and wasted his right arm. It wasn't as bad as the other one was. It wasn't as bad as what he had done in 2017, but still another season off. And in 2019, he came back again and actually won a race. In 2023, or at the end of 2022, he signed a contract away from the big factory teams. He went to a privateer Suzuki team, the Pipes Motorsports team. And Suzuki hadn't really done any updating on their 250 in a long time. It still had and still has a Kickstarter, which none of the other brands have. They all have electric starts now. And they started calling him Kickstart Kenny, and they were saying that he had just given up, and he just wanted something with no pressure. He was never going to be a top guy again. And he proved him wrong. He started winning races. He didn't win a lot of races. He also had a reputation of coming on strong at the beginning of races and fading a little towards the end, and coming on strong at the beginning of a season and fading towards the end of the season. And in 2026, he came out strong. He was doing okay, running with the top guys, but Eli Tomac came out on a tear and looked like he was going to be the guy, and he went into a slump. And Hunter Lawrence, a guy named Hunter Lawrence, started winning some races, and at about the halfway point, I think it was, Kenny Roczen was down 34 points. And going into the last round at Salt Lake City, there was 1 point separating them. Kenny led the series by 1 point. And Hunter choked, as far as I'm concerned, and Kenny won the championship. Now, like I said, I was going to make this about motocross, and it's not. It's about inspiration. It's about never giving up. No matter what everyone was saying, I was a fan of Ken Roczen. I am a fan of Ken Roczen's. I was overjoyed to see him win the championship, but I thought he was done too. Yeah, he won a race every now and again, but towards the end of the season, it just didn't ever work out. But he didn't stop believing in himself. And the people around him didn't stop believing in him. His inner circle, his team managers, a guy named Larry Brooks, a former racer, and evidently he was instrumental in keeping Kenny's mind focused, and no one gave up. And look what happened. Championship, and I might add at 32, if I didn't say it earlier, the oldest rider to ever win this championship. And the point of all this is never give up. But if you want to do something badly enough, you can make it happen. You got to put in the work. You can't just pray about it or just want it. You have to work at it. And Ken Roczen worked at it. They put a lot of work. Motocross, outdoor motocross is a lot more brutal than supercross, but supercross is still pretty physically demanding. And the older you get, the harder it gets to keep up with the guys that are 20, 21 years old that are coming into the 450 class. But Kenny never gave up, and he never stopped working, and he never stopped going fast. He never stopped twisting the throttle. And if you want to do something, you have to put your mind to it. There can be no distractions. I've seen so many people. I've had friends that were very, very good at things. One of them was a great motocross racer. Another one was a great guitar player. But they just had too many distractions. They wanted to party. They wanted to chase girls. And they didn't want to put in the work it would take to move to the next level. I still believe today that both of those guys could have gone a long way had they been determined to do it. But if you want something, it doesn't matter if it's on a motorcycle, in a car, singing, playing guitars, business, whatever it is. If you're willing to put in the work, you can accomplish it. And it doesn't matter how old you are. Don't start thinking that just because you're over a certain age that you're not going to be able to do something. I mean, hey, look at me, a retired guy. I have a pretty successful YouTube channel. And when I started my YouTube channel, I didn't even know you could just start a YouTube channel. I knew nothing about it. Nothing at all. And I'm never going to get rich doing it, but I sure have a lot of fun doing it. And I wasn't a computer guy. I had no idea I had to figure out how to use editing programs and all the other stuff that is attendant to that. And as I said, I'm never going to get famous doing it, but it's something I wanted to do. And so I put my mind to it and I did it at 60 years old. Watching Ken Roczen do that was inspiring to me, even though I have nothing that I am aspiring to at this time, but it still inspired me. It inspired me to make this video, which I hope inspires you, no matter how old you are, what it is you're chasing, that this story inspires you to never give up. Not only, as I said, not only was Ken the oldest guy to ever do it, look at the horrific injuries he had gone through. I've rambled enough. Never give up on your dreams. But you have to be serious about it. They can't just be dreams. You can't just pray about it and have it happen. I used to tell people that if you got up in the morning and prayed for God to get you dressed, you were going to be naked all day. You got to get dressed yourself. You got to put your own clothes on. You got to do the work. Lean on your faith. If that's what helps you, lean on your faith. But you have to do the work yourself. Be inspired. Never give up. Doesn't matter how old you are. If you want to do something badly enough, you can do it. So never say die. All right. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks.